I met Mephistopheles outside of a venue. I was familiar with him from our work in the extreme metal scene in Aberdeen. I asked him if he wanted to do a black metal project. He said yes, and the rest is history.
Cool.
About 5 years now.
Cool. Okay.
My influences are a lot of the new black metal stuff. Gorgoroth, Behemoth, Veld, Hate, but also some older black metal stuff too. Dark Throne, Emperor. And I would say that the newer stuff is probably the strongest in terms of influencing me and how I write my music.
Okay.
There are snippets of older stuff in there. As for other influences, I come from a very musical family,
Okay.
so there are a lot of other influences. But I would say primarily the black metal ones are the strongest ones.
Okay.
The philosophy behind Drekavac is very much a misanthropic philosophy based on the works of the Father Cynicism, Diogenes of Sinope. There are other philosophical elements in there influencing it. Philosophies from philosophers like Heraclitus, Socrates, and so on. Absolutely. The Ashes of the Tyrant being humanity, is a looking glass into one possible future of humanity. It's a herald of an end time.
Yeah.
The Ashes of the Tyrant, in comparison to the Aeternus Diabolicum EP, is a lot more focused.
Okay.
In the way that it's written. The songs are more focused. The material has a more refined direction. And that within itself shines through on Ashes of the Tyrant in comparison to older material.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think there are definitely influences. There's a wealth of interviews on YouTube where people can really look that up for specific musicians. I can only really give a blanket statement and say yes, of course there is influences. It really boils down to that we want human beings in the band. We don't want machines that playing an instrument. You know, just go up there and just play an instrument. You know, if we did that, we wouldn't go up on stage and do anything. We'd just go up in our pajamas. Why? Yeah, go up in our pajamas. Why even bother dressing to begin with? But we want people with charisma. We want people with personality. We want people to be on stage that draw people in.
Yeah.
And from my personal opinion on why I do it because I enjoy the aesthetic aspect. It gives me another artistic medium to express not only the band's philosophy, but also some more deeper parts of myself.
Yeah.
Perhaps darker, perhaps colder, more callous parts of myself on the outside.
Yeah.
It's like you're wearing all the ugliness, not just of the world, but also of yourself. And the world is defined by mankind. So that ugliness within is what defines our world.
Mm-hmm.
So in reality, you're showing one in the same thing.
Yeah.
And the visual aspect gives me an opportunity to display that ugliness, that darkness, that baser nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think when people pay to see a show, you should give them a show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's important. Also, I grew up with bands like Kiss, King Diamond,
Yeah.
Alice Cooper, Gwa, Slipknot, Mudvayne,
Yeah.
Mushroomhead, Immortal, Cradle of Filth. All these bands have an aesthetic. So I have that influence image-wise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not going to hide it just because people scoff at it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I want because this is metal. You know, and I'm allowed to do what the fuck I want.
Yeah.
And I will. It's definitely an aspect. I don't so much as include that in the music.
Yeah.
It's something that I personally enjoy. There are times where it can be very, very grim up here. It can be very cold. It can be very foggy.
Yeah.
And it puts you more into a spiritual place.
Mm-hmm.
Then for me, it puts me more into a spiritual sort of mindset.
Yeah.
And from that, I can draw my ideas and concepts and refine them more with that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It does influence,
Yeah.
or it helps mold what I
Mm-hmm.
want to say, what I want to write to a degree,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not something that I include in.
Wouldn't it be more
music.
subconscious?
For sure, there's no doubt that it's in there on a subconscious level, on a
Yeah.
subliminal level.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know whether I would say they're wrong
Yeah.
kind of people. Um, I think they're just people with a preconceived idea of what is expected of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is an element of extremity
Yeah. Yeah.
in the philosophies that some bands in the past and present have brought to the black metal genre,
Mm-hmm.
and some continue to perpetuate. You're going to attract all kinds of people. You can't control who you bring into a genre.
True. Yeah.
These people to do negative or positive things. The thing is, people will desire to do things negative
Yeah.
because that's a part of their nature. That's human nature.
Mm-hmm.
Drekavac's philosophy, misanthropic philosophy, is very much a dark mirror. It reflects the ugliness and the negative aspects of humanity upon itself.
Yeah.
And people are going to use any excuse to indulge in those dark or debased urges,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's religious or otherwise, or musical, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like the saying, guns don't kill people, people do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Religion doesn't kill people. Music doesn't kill people.
Yeah. Yeah.
People kill people.
Yeah.
What excuse we use, what technology we use, is just a tool to facilitate
Yeah.
our darker desires and urges and drives. And that's very much the philosophy of Drekavac is about. It's about highlighting that, but in a constructive way. It's not to say accept it, you're evil. That's not the message at all. The message is this is what's going on. Your world is defined by this.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
I don't think it can be raised any higher.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's as high as it's ever going to get. Because of the nature of the music,
Uh-huh.
you're never going to see it on the front of Cosmopolitan,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. So it's just not compatible, and I don't think it appeals so widely in a way that it
To
can
go any
be.
higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The way that the music is, you would have to significantly change the principal elements of black metal in order to make it, to sanitize it enough to fit onto easy listening or radio friendly rock.
Yeah.
It's and when, as soon as you sanitize it, it stops being black metal.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you lose that rawness, when you lose that darkness, you lose its nature, its quality of being a black metal entity. It's no longer black metal, it's something else. It
Yeah.
just can't be done.